Life is a battle, an adventure, a profound test of who you are and who you could become. It's filled with potential, beauty, and tragedy, and it's your responsibility to engage with it fully. The moments you have are fleeting, precious, and precarious, yet they carry the weight of eternity in there. Life is not a utopia. It's not designed to be easy. And that's precisely why it's meaningful. To embrace the struggle is to acknowledge that life's inherent challenges are not obstacles to your existence, but fundamental to your growth. They are what forge your character and reveal your potential. Struggle is not a curse, but a necessity, the crucible in which your strengths, values, and aspirations are tempered. Human beings are unique in their ability to recognize suffering and still find purpose within it. It's through grappling with hardship that you discover the depths of your own resilience. Think about it. When have you felt most alive, most connected to yourself and the world? Likely, it wasn't during times of ease and comfort, but in moments when you faced adversity head-on and emerged stronger. Struggle demands courage, focus, and determination. It forces you to confront your fears, expand your limits, and redefine what you believe is possible. Consider the metaphor of climbing a mountain. The summit is your goal, a vision of the life you want to live or the person you want to become. The climb is arduous. The air grows thin, your legs ache, and the path is fraught with uncertainty. Yet, every step you take brings you closer to the peak. And when you reach it, the view is breathtaking, not only because of the height, but because you know what it took to get there. The struggle imbues the achievement with meaning. Without it, the summit would be just another patch of earth. Struggle also connects you to others. Shared challenges create bonds, deepen empathy, and remind you of your shared humanity. When you see someone else fighting their own battles, you recognize a reflection of your own journey. This recognition fosters community, solidarity, and the understanding that you're not alone. You become stronger not just for yourself, but for those who depend on you, those who look to you for guidance and support. To embrace struggle is not to romanticize suffering or seek out pain unnecessarily. It's to recognize that life's difficulties are inevitable and to face them with an attitude of resolve rather than resignation. When you stop avoiding struggle and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth, you take control of your narrative. You become an active participant in your life, rather than a passive observer waiting for circumstances to change. This mindset doesn't mean the struggle will cease to be painful. It will. But it also means that pain can be transformative. It means you can bear more than you think, endure more than you believe, and emerge from trials more refined and capable than you were before. Struggle is the cost of becoming. It's what separates those who live fully from those who merely exist. So embrace it not as a burden, but as the price of being human, the price of striving for something greater. Power and fame are intoxicating. They hold the allure of control, admiration, and the promise of leaving a mark on the world. But they are not ends in themselves. If pursued without direction or purpose, they can corrupt, isolate, and leave you unfulfilled. To live a meaningful life, the pursuit of power and fame must be anchored to something greater than yourself. They must serve a higher calling, a noble aim that transcends your ego and aligns with the greater good. Power is not inherently bad. It's a tool, a force that magnifies your influence and ability to affect change. But power in the hands of someone ungrounded is dangerous. It can distort judgment, breed arrogance, and create harm rather than help. The question isn't whether you should seek power, it's how and why you'll use it once you have it. Will you use it to uplift others, to create opportunities for those less fortunate, or to manipulate, exploit, and dominate? The answer to this question determines whether power becomes a gift or a curse. Fame, likewise, is a double-edged sword. It can be a platform for spreading ideas, inspiring others, and creating meaningful connections. But it can also become a hollow pursuit, an insatiable craving for validation. When fame becomes an end in itself, it leads to superficiality and a life dictated by the opinions of others. True fulfillment doesn't come from being seen or admired. It comes from living authentically, with integrity, in alignment with your values. The pursuit of power and fame must be tied to responsibility. Power is not something you wield for personal gain alone. It's something you steward for the benefit of others. Fame is not a spotlight for your ego. It's a torch you carry to illuminate the path for those who follow. Responsibility transforms power and fame into forces for good. It ensures that your influence uplifts rather than tears down, that your actions inspire trust rather than fear. This connection to something higher requires self-awareness and humility. You must constantly ask yourself, what am I aiming at? Who am I serving? Am I becoming the kind of person who deserves the power and fame I seek? These questions keep you grounded and prevent you from losing yourself in the pursuit. They remind you that power and fame are not the destination, but the means to a greater end. History is filled with examples of individuals who pursued power and fame selfishly, leaving destruction in their wake. It's also filled with those who used their influence to inspire, build, and heal. The difference lies in the motive, in the willingness to subordinate personal ambition to a cause greater than oneself. Power and fame are amplifiers. They magnify what's already within you. If you cultivate wisdom, compassion, and a sense of duty, they become tools for extraordinary good. But if you allow greed, vanity, or fear to guide you, they can destroy you and those around you. Pursue power and fame, yes, but ensure they serve the highest ideals you can conceive. Death is the ultimate certainty, the one unchanging reality every human must face. It's a sobering truth, one that can fill you with fear, sadness, or denial. Yet, paradoxically, it's also the gateway to a deeper understanding of life. To confront mortality is not to dwell in despair, but to awaken to the profound significance of your existence. It's through accepting the finiteness of life that you begin to live with urgency, intention, and gratitude. Mortality frames every moment. Without it, time would lose its value and your actions would lack consequence. The very fact that life is limited gives it weight. Imagine a life without an end point, a monotonous expanse of endless days. Such an existence would drain the vitality from your decisions, for nothing would truly matter. Death, far from being an adversary, is what gives life its precious, fleeting beauty. When you confront your mortality, you stop taking time for granted. You realize that every day, every hour is a gift and opportunity to create, connect, and grow. This awareness sharpens your focus, compelling you to prioritize what truly matters. You stop wasting time on trivial pursuits and start investing in what aligns with your values and aspirations. Relationships become more meaningful, goals more urgent, and your daily life more vivid and intentional. Accepting mortality also deepens your sense of responsibility. You recognize that your life is finite, but its impact can ripple far beyond your years. What you do today echoes into the future, influencing the lives of others and shaping the world you leave behind. This perspective urges you to contribute, to leave a legacy of kindness, wisdom, or creation that outlives you. Mortality transforms self-centered pursuits into acts of service, reminding you that your story is part of a much larger narrative. Moreover, confronting death forces you to grapple with life's fundamental question: what is the meaning of it all? It's a question without a single universal answer, but one that demands exploration. For some, meaning is found in relationships, in love and connection. For others, it's in striving toward a purpose, creating art, or seeking knowledge. Whatever it is, the awareness of your mortality intensifies your search, urging you to live authentically and purposefully. Avoiding the reality of death does the opposite. It leads to complacency, distraction, and a shallow existence. Many distract themselves with work, entertainment, or endless pursuits of pleasure, all to avoid facing their finite nature. But denying death doesn't erase it. It only robs you of the clarity and empowerment that come from accepting it. Mortality is not an enemy, it's a teacher. It teaches you to cherish the present, to love deeply, and to act decisively. It strips away the trivial and reveals what truly matters. So don't fear death, face it. Let it remind you to live fully, to take risks, and to leave the world better than you found it. In confronting the reality of your mortality, you find the courage to live a life of significance and meaning. Life is a narrative and you are its author. Each choice you make, every action you take, contributes to the unfolding of your unique story. The beauty and tragedy of this truth lie in the same fact: the pen is always in your hand. You can't rewrite the past, but you can shape the chapters yet to come. The question is not whether your life will tell a story, it inevitably will, but whether it will be a story worth telling. What makes a story compelling? It's not perfection or ease, it's struggle, transformation, and triumph. Great stories are built around characters who face challenges, overcome obstacles, and grow in the process. Your life is no different. The trials you face, the setbacks, failures, and heartbreaks are not interruptions to your story, they are its essence. These moments offer you the chance to show resilience, courage, and integrity. How you respond defines not only your character, but also the legacy you leave behind. To create a meaningful story, you must live with intention. Ask yourself, what kind of story am I writing? Is it a tale of growth where you strive toward your potential, or one of stagnation where fear and complacency hold you back? Is it a story of service and connection where you enrich the lives of others, or one of isolation and self-interest? The answers to these questions are shaped by your choices, big and small, every single day. Central to your story are your values, the principles that guide your actions and decisions. These values act as the compass that keeps your narrative coherent and purposeful. Without them, your story risks becoming disjointed, pulled in conflicting directions by fleeting desires or external pressures. Living according to your values gives your life a clear arc, a direction that resonates with meaning and authenticity. Importantly, your story is not just your own, it intersects with the stories of others, family, friends, and even strangers. The way you live influences the narratives of those around you, weaving your life into a larger tapestry. A life worth telling is one that enriches this collective story, one where your actions inspire, support, and uplift others. Your story gains depth and significance when it becomes part of something greater than yourself. However, a meaningful story doesn't mean a flawless one. Perfection is not only impossible, but uninteresting. The best stories are those where the protagonist stumbles, learns, and ultimately grows stronger. Your mistakes and failures are not the end of your narrative. They're opportunities to pivot, to redefine your path, and to demonstrate the power of resilience and redemption. Living a life worth telling requires courage. It demands that you face challenges, take risks, and embrace the unknown. It calls for vulnerability as you open yourself to love, loss, and the possibility of failure. But it also promises reward, the satisfaction of knowing that you lived fully, deeply, and authentically. Your life is your story. Write it boldly. Make it a tale of purpose, connection, and transformation, one that, when told, inspires others to live their own stories with courage and meaning. In the end, life is not about avoiding pain, chasing power, or clinging to fleeting pleasures. It is about engaging fully with the human experience with all its complexity and contradiction. To live well, you must embrace the struggle, understanding that it is through hardship that you grow and discover your strength. You must approach power and fame not as prizes to hoard, but as tools to serve something greater than yourself. You must confront your mortality, recognizing it not as a shadow to fear, but as a reminder to live with urgency and purpose. And above all, you must treat your life as a story, a narrative you are actively writing every day. The meaning of life is not handed to you, it is created by the way you live. The choices you make, the values you uphold, and the legacy you leave behind determine the significance of your time on earth. So live deliberately. Face challenges with courage. Pursue the highest ideals you can conceive. Make your life a testament to what it means to be fully human, a story of struggle, triumph, and meaning that inspires others long after you are gone. The pen is in your hand. Write a life worth telling.